Would you love to deepen your connection with spirit? Do you feel spirit but fear connecting with them on a deeper level? Tonight, we're going to do a training for you all about how to strengthen your connection with spirit, to let go of the fear and to trust in your archangels. So my name's Amy. I am Activation Amy on all of the social medias, and I am an angelic channel, a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, and a light language activation guide. And this is my lovely mother.
Thank you, lovely daughter. So yes, so my name is Claire, and I am a medium. So I call myself an angel medium. It's not much different. It's just that I feel that I am channeling from two places, from the spirit world and also from the angelic kingdom. So I do that. Plus we both do angelic Reiki, attunements and sessions, healing sessions.
Oh yeah, I always forget that one, don't I?
No, we do. That's what we do. We do our healing sessions as well.
Okay, so whilst people are hopping on, and just before we get into it, this week our beautiful program, A Lightworker's Guide to the Archangels, is finishing for enrolment on this Friday the 21st at midnight. It's an incredible journey where you're going to deepen your connection with all of the archangels. You're going to learn to trust in your spiritual gifts, and you're going to activate your life purpose with confidence with each one of 15 archangels. And you will also get to know your guardian angel on a lot more, I keep using the term, deeper level today.
It's true, on a deeper level, yeah.
Okay, right. So this evening then we're going to be talking about how to connect with spirit, how to trust in your connection with spirit. So would you like to begin, Mom?
Yep, I can. So we're going to talk tonight about a little bit about Archangel Azrael. So sometimes I feel that he's a lesser known angel, but nonetheless important. So, and is very much underused. So Archangel Azrael, for me, well, he is or was known as the angel of death. So we all have this picture in our mind of the Grim Reaper, but in all honesty, Archangel Azrael is actually very, very beautiful. So we have a picture here. I don't know if you want to grab it, Amy.
This one?
Yeah. So for me, this is how I perceive Archangel Azrael.
Oh. Yeah.
So nothing scary, not anything to do with the Grim Reaper, but this is the beautiful angel who is there by your side with your loved ones in spirit and your guardian angels. And he will help you on your journey across to the other world. He's there to escort you and to bring you into the other world. But afterwards, Archangel Azrael is there also to comfort you, to comfort those people who are left behind. So he comes in while somebody is on their way to the spirit world, as in when somebody is terminally ill. He will come in and help them to literally to cross over, along with their beautiful guardian angels and family members who will come and help them cross. But when they're over on the other side, Azrael is said to hold a bit of a meeting. So actually, over the years as a medium, and this is not just me interpreting it, but there is such a thing as a spirit hospital. So some spirits go straight to the spirit hospital, and it's not because they're ill, but sometimes they need a little bit of an interim period to adjust. And Azrael is there talking to them with their family members and their guardian angels, because sometimes people think that there is nothing whatsoever when they cross over, and they get a bit of a shock to find themselves in the spirit world. So it takes a bit of time to adjust. So Azrael is there. So I often picture him, because I know that he helps us with mediumship, asking the person who has crossed over if they are worried in any way about those family members who are left behind. Azrael will come down and help those family members and giving them comfort. But he has other roles as well. So he is known to hold an interview with you, along with other archangels. They have a bit of an interview with you, find out just to give you time to talk and explain things about your life, and just to generally have a chat with you. I believe it's all very informal. It's not there to to condemn you or decide whether you're going to purgatory or hell. It is nothing like that. You're all going to the spirit world, but he's there to give you comfort. So that's when you've crossed. But for us over here, he's big in our lives anyway. So anytime you feel any kind of sorrow and any kind of loss, you can ask Azrael for help. So if you've lost a job or any massive change that causes you to feel sorrow and can't move on, it's a time to bring Azrael in. But we're talking specifically tonight about how to use Archangel Azrael in mediumship, because he is the archangel. Basically, we have Archangel Michael for protection. He will always protect you as a medium, but Azrael is there to help you with your mediumship gifts, to help you to understand spirit better. You need a better understanding of what happens to your loved ones and to the process of grieving. So, but what happens with mediums sometimes is they're not using their mediumship. Many people are gifted and know that they have this beautiful gift. They can talk to spirit, but they fear spirit. This is very common. They fear doing any form of sittings or readings with anyone for fear that they will either get an attachment or they'll see something they don't want to see. And it really does inhibit those the progression of that person, because the fear, because they have this beautiful gift and it is probably part of their journey that they should be using it. But because of this overwhelming feeling of, oh, I might see something terrible, or, it might stay with me. But this is a belief that isn't real, to be honest. Once we bring in Archangel Azrael and we bring the archangels into our lives, they are there to protect us. But I've done a couple of readings this week, and I know from readings that I've done in the past that we think a client will come to me, or he will initially, usually by text message, and say, can I have a reading, please? And they have the belief that it is them that has set up the reading because they're grieving. They want to have their loved ones in spirit connecting with them. But in truth, this is not how it works. It works the other way around. That spirit readings are set up in the spirit world. And then a medium is found, and Azrael will help to bring that to pass, along with spirit themselves, and along especially with your spirit guides. It is all set up from that side. And actually the client is probably the last person to know. So many people, some people don't get that far to have a reading simply because they fear. So it works two ways. The medium, the budding medium, could be in fear, but also the client is in fear as well. So may decide, no, I can't do this. It could open all kinds of things up. So which is quite sad, really, because your guardian angels have set it up. But those who do get through, those who do listen and think, yeah, I really need a reading, so I'm going to, find the medium. And again, you may think that you found the medium, but you haven't. Your loved ones in spirit have found the medium already. And I can give you an example of this. So one morning I was doing my morning routine and making my bed, and spirit came in and said, I heard a voice audibly, not in my head, and do you do readings? And I thought, hey up, being Mancunian. This is a bit strange. Why is spirit asking me, do I do readings? So I went straight to my guide and said, what's this all about? So my guide taught me that yes, spirit will find the medium. The guides will say, well, go and see Clare, she's a medium. And that the spirit will come along and think, well, yeah, she's all right. Let's go with this one. And I visualise them writing the appointment in the book. And then go to the client, and the guardian angel I visualise stood beside the client saying, you need a reading, you need a reading. And Azrael was like, you need a reading, you need a reading. until eventually I think, I need a reading. And that's what you do. You will find your medium, which has already been found for you, and it all works perfectly. In the spirit world, there is order. And nothing is random. There is order in everything. So the client is usually the last person to know. So, but we're talking specifically about, this is how it is set up. So when a reading takes place, we invite Archangel Azrael in, as we do Archangel Michael, to oversee the reading. But Azrael is there to help us to put the words into our mouths when we're during the reading, to help spirit, and this happens along with their guides, because they work hand in hand along with the guides, to help the medium to interpret messages and to hear messages clearly, and to help the spirit on the other side to communicate better as well. And as I said, the client doesn't know what's going to happen, and the medium doesn't know what's going to happen. But with Azrael there, it becomes easy, because we know that we are protected, that spirit messages will be interpreted more easily. So being a medium, and when spirit come forward, they sometimes show us things which are hard for us, because we may feel the trauma around their passing, and this can be quite upsetting and can be quite emotional. But as a medium, we're there as an intermediary, as a conduit to give the messages. So sometimes when a client is sat there and they are quite distressed, which does happen, we may struggle to find the words to say. So this is when we ask Azrael, please come in and help me find the best way to comfort this client and to bring my messages forward in such a way that it touches the client's heart. So when we bring Archangel Azrael into our readings and acknowledge him, our own fears start to disappear a lot, because the trust is there, the messages are heightened, definitely heightened when we bring the angels in, and we know it intuitively. When you're doing readings and you become more experienced, you intuitively know the right things to say. And I always feel that the angels kind of take over. It isn't coming from me, it's coming from spirit, and it's coming from the angels.
Does anyone do mediumship here, or is anyone like working on their mediumistic abilities? Let us know now or in the comments later on.
Do you want me to carry on?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we'll carry on. So it helps you to have a better understanding of the spirit world. And this is, as the more readings that you do and the more messages that you receive, you start to build a picture of what it's like in the spirit world, because that's a very, very common question, is what's happening over there? What are my loved ones doing? So with the help of Azrael and your guides, which are extremely important in mediumship, your guides, a picture is built. So we often have this perception that spirit are a bit like Casper or just wisp, or because sometimes they show themselves in this way, but actually they have a body. They do have a spirit body, which in a different dimension is more 3D. It's a perfect body, if you like, but it is more 3D, and they can manifest a life of their own, so that they will have houses. I've done readings where I've had a spirit come forward. I'll just have to go one particular gentleman who was in spirit and come forward for his wife. He told me that whatever she plants in the garden, he plants the same in the spirit world. So again, it's the, hey, you have a garden, and he said that it's exactly the same. So his house that he had built in or created was the same house that they had lived there all their lives, or all their married lives. He'd done it exactly the same. So they are manifestors. They can manifest.
Can I just say something as well?
Absolutely, you must, dear.
Yeah, so we like it's really interesting all this because if you like, I've been listening to a lot of the near-death experiences later as well, like lately, and they do actually confirm this that my mum's saying is like, and it is that way in the quantum that everything that exists here, it's there. Everything that we love here, it's there, but it's even more beautiful. Like it's more. There's more color. There's more beauty. There's more shapes. It's just more beautiful than here, and it's more harmonic. So it's like Earth, but at a much higher frequency, and that's what it's like in a lot of the quantum healing sessions that I do as well. It's like we're exploring those realms, and it all kind of confirms itself, doesn't it? I think it's just really like, I don't know, I just think it's really magical when you find that information about lots and lots of other people's experiences, and it like all confirms on itself, doesn't it? So it's like you don't ever lose anything. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's right there, and time, it's not the same. So like when your loved one crosses over, for you, it's like you might have another 40, 50, whatever years left of life, but to them, they're only not with you for like 2 months or something, because time is much kind of faster there. It like works in a completely different way. So they do miss us, but not in the same way that we miss them, because it's like they're like, well, they'll be here in a minute, so it's fine. But to us, it's like, oh, we've got to live the rest of our lives, like without them. But they are like literally right there. Let's just read these a minute. Okay, so Julie, I do sometimes feel like I can't speak properly, or that my mouth has gone like in a stroke. Is that when you're kind of giving messages? Because you also put something before, didn't you, about, I do get messages from my Clares rather than a conversation with someone who's passed. And Lucia, I do get messages from past ones, but I don't do reading, if that was the question. Yeah, it was just, do you...
The question is if, do you want to do readings? Because many people get messages from spirit, but they feel that they are a medium, but they don't know how to take the next step for fear that something will happen to them, that they'll either see something dreadful, or that a spirit will attach themselves to the medium. And I've been doing this a long time and know that that is not so. It's just not so. But when we start to bring in the archangels, the protection is phenomenal. So, what was the first question? So to answer the question about the stroke, you feel like you're having a stroke, that's because spirit will use your body. So if you feel like that, then the next question is there somebody in spirit who's had a stroke? Because they show you physically what's happened.
Yeah, but I think she's just saying that overall. I don't know if she's just saying that like for one time.
Possibly, yeah. Has gone, right, so that they can't speak because, right, okay, so confounded, like you can't speak. Again, this is, if it's fear-based, it's something that you need to bring in Archangel Azrael to help you with, along with your guides, to alleviate and to help with better communication. This is what Azrael does in a reading, helps with better communication, helps with that comforting, but will literally help you to communicate those messages. And I keep saying with the guides, because your guides are exceptionally important as well. But the angels, especially Archangel Azrael, is there to give an overall feeling of comfort. Doing readings does take a lot of experience of how the guides and the angels use your body and communicate with your mind. It takes a lot of experience. But I do know many people who really want to do this, but are absolutely terrified of taking the next step for fear, out of fear that, something dreadful is going to happen. So it's that we're talking about specifically, is how do we overcome that fear. So giving a reading, I think all mediums go through slight anxiety beforehand, and I used to think it was anxiety, but now I recognise it as adrenaline, because there's always the fear of, am I going to get it? Am I going to get the names? Am I going to get it right? And especially if money exchanges, you know, if people do charge money, then
It's added pressure,
it's
isn't
added
it?
pressure. So yeah, it's how do we get rid of this? But I know that as the second that I always meditate beforehand, the second I bring in the angels and my guides and start to connect, it's gone. All that anxiety is just gone, and somehow I'm taken over. I'm taken over and I'm led, and I know that the things that I'm saying are not coming from me. I still feel me, but I know that there's an awful lot going on. So when you say working with your clairs, mediumship is through the clairs, because it's through your clairvoyance that you see things, through your clairaudience that you hear things, and it can be, you know, hearing it in your head, not always audible on the outside, but hearing and sensing and feeling and using your body. It's all that is mediumship. But we're talking specifically about the fears surrounding mediumship and not taking that first step because of the fears. So we're just helping people to connect with the angels to help to alleviate those fears around mediumship, but to know that Azrael is the archangel of death, if you like. He's the archangel that is there. And very often when somebody is seriously ill, Archangel Azrael will come in and will give healing as well, so that person doesn't die at that time, but will give healing, give them a bit longer. So he's there for healing purposes as well as for comfort. But us as mediums are comforted. I often bring him in. Every single mediumship session, I bring Archangel Azrael in. So Michael for protection, but Azrael for better communication and for comfort, so that I will always know the right words to say to help my client to feel at peace.
Can you just respond to Julie there, what she's saying? So I don't know if I am or not. If I am or not a medium, I mean, laugh out loud, I'd love to develop more. I read using witches' runes and charms. Yes, I'd like to do them in person, but I fear not getting a message for them.
Yeah. So charms, runes, tarot cards, whatever message you use can be just as strong. But we're talking specifically here about connection to spirit. So actually, when you're connecting to spirit, there are no tools necessary. It's great to have them, and I do use tarot, but actually talking to spirit requires no tools. All it requires is a quiet mind and trust and being in a meditative state. That's all it requires. So doing the runes is powerful. Doing the tarot is powerful, and spirit can pop in, but they are literally tools that, you know, it's more about trusting what you're getting up here. So always got that nagging doubt, what if I don't get anything?
So it's like it's a practice then, isn't it? Then that's why, like, because it's like with anything, isn't it? It's like the more that it's about letting go, isn't it? I think is what you're saying. So it's just like the more you can let go, which is like it sounds simple, but it's like not at all.
I mean, I began by using tarot and only tarot, but I found that my mediumship went from there to there, because even using tarot, you are totally reliant on, yes, knowledge of the cards, but how do I intuitively interpret them? Because you start to get messages coming in which you know nothing to do with the cards or the ruins. You will get images coming in. So it is a brilliant thing to do. But the best way is literally quieting your mind. So a spirit told me once in a mind, body and spirit fair, and I thought, oh my God, they said, you're not using your cards, and I know, yeah, I am. I so am, and they said no.
Yeah.
And a client came and they made me put the cards, I had them ready to shuffle and put out, and then I very, very distinctly said, nope. So it was my guides, nope, put the cards down. And I went, and I'm thinking, oh my God, put the cards down. And they said, what are you, we're here, what are you feeling? So believe it or not, I went into this massive, spirit just came again and again and again and again. And I found when I was doing this that people were coming past, because there were several mediums doing readings, but they were stopping and listening, because I didn't have the cards out, and they were stopping and listening to me working without my tools. And then I just ended it by picking the cards up and doing a 10-minute reading, and I thought, wow, because I trusted. I just thought, right, okay, I'm listening, I trust. And then I was booked up because people were seeing what I was doing.
Yeah.
Booked up. And each one, I wanted to just get the cards, and they kept, but the messages were coming one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I remember thinking, wow, this is off the cuff. And when you're doing anything like that, where readings are one after the other, it's scary, because there isn't the time to meditate beforehand. But I was so connected, I really was. But I learnt that actually doing the sit-ins is how my mediumship grows more. So putting the tools to one side and absolutely trusting what spirit have to say, and then doing the tarot, because it brings more clarity into a person's life, which is fabulous, because they need that as well. But over time I've also found that spirit also, they know, this is another thing about spirit, they're everywhere. They must be in your life, because they're able to tell the medium everything that's going on in the client's life, so they know. So they're obviously dimensionally hopping. They're coming over, having a good nosy, and they can tell you everything. So once we learn to trust, to connect, but know that we're safe, because that's what we're talking about today, is how do we feel safe when we're doing mediumship. And I always started to feel better every time I bring Archangel Azrael in, and my messages just went woof, because I know that I have a whole team over there. So my beautiful guides, my guardian angel, my family guides, and the Archangels, especially Azrael and Michael, protecting me as well. I just think, wow, I have a whole entourage. We do, when we decide to work, we have this beautiful entourage there that follow us around and that help us. And I went to an MBS fair once, and this guy came for a reading, and he said, you just walked through the hall there and the foyer, and I said, and it was really crowded, and he said, everybody in the foyer, I don't think they even knew what they're doing, just separated like a sea, and it's as if there was a whole pile of you just going through. And I said, that's how I visualise it.
With spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit are walking through.
Because if I'm doing a lot of readings that day, believe me, there's a whole bunch of them. There is a crowd. But he said it was weird, because the crowd around me just went like that, as I sort of unaware, floated through them. But I felt it. Because I always feel like, occasionally, I find myself, when I'm going through a door, holding the door open, because I feel like, let's let them all through, come on, everybody in. And I was telling somebody last night that I have to have the living room tidy before I go to bed, and leave the seats free, so that my family members who in spirit can come and have a chat, and the angels can come and have a chat while I'm in bed.
They do, because the amount of times like I come in here, because I feel like, honestly, when I walk in here at night, I feel like there's loads of people, and sometimes I sit down and have a chat with them all. But I can just see them all like on the chairs. Honestly, like I can't explain it. It's like, do you know that feeling, like when you just know that like there's someone in a room? It literally feels like that.
It's full to the rafters. So it's like a meeting place, isn't it? This house, I think.
Yeah. But
we're not in fear, because we know that we were connected with the angels, and we learned so much about the roles of the angels. But for today, in particular, Archangel Azrael is there and wants to work with anyone who feels that they want to work with spirit, basically, for the purpose of bringing comfort. That's what it's all about. That's what mediumship is all about. Bringing knowledge that there is a life after death, and to bring comfort to the client. And often when a client comes for a reading, they go back to family members who are open enough and share that reading, and it's like little ripples. you know, they also receive comfort, and that's what it's all about. So if you do feel called, but feel in fear, we know that this program that we've worked with the Archangels with will help in that way.
Yeah, and it's about, like, I think for a lot of people it's about the confirmation as well, isn't it? It's like the comfort and the confirmation of, like, they've not actually gone anywhere. Like, obviously they have on some level, but it's like they are still there. It's very real, you know, the spirit world, and they interact with us so much. Like, so many of them go on to become our soul guides and support us in various different ways as part of their soul contract. So you can still talk to your loved ones, you know, for those of you that don't necessarily might not want to, like, do mediumship as such. It's always nice to talk to your loved ones, to talk to your ancestors, and to ask them to, because we ask ours to help us, don't we, all the time?
Absolutely.
Like, as well as the angels. But we do say, like, we need a bit of help with this thing, can you help us with the thing? it really, like, it's good to talk, like, it's good to talk to them. So
Yes, yeah, and we have a conversation with our guides and angels and spirit, like we would have a conversation with our friends. It's become so natural, and they answer. That's the thing, we've had confirmation time and time and time again that this is not in your head. This is very, very real.
The answer through synchronicity as well. I mean, that's like, I wouldn't say that I'm a medium. It's like, I did train in mediumship and all of that, but it's never like appealed to me to, like, do readings. It's just not what I want to do personally. It's like, that's my mum's job. But I do talk to spirit, and sometimes, like, in, you know, healings and things like that, well, especially in the quantum healings, people's relatives do come through a lot in the quantum hypnosis sessions. So they definitely do, like, they are still very, very connected to us. Hi, Kath. Yeah, I know, it's well freezing, isn't it? We're doing good though. I've got, like, my fleecy thing on.
It's well freezing.
Yeah, it was well freezing. That was a bit mank, wasn't it?
Julie. Very Lancashire today.
Oh, God.
Hey up.
Julie, my mum comes through at readings a lot. When I walked past her bungalow recently, I could smell her favourite flowers.
So that's, I don't know if that's Clare sentience, when you can sense and you can smell. They're using your senses, basically.
Do you want to answer Sarah's question?
So Sarah says, do you teach mediumship? Absolutely, yes I do. If you want to contact me, yes I do. So I teach mediumship, how to give a sitting, how to channel spirit, and also how to read tarot. So I used the original Rider-Waite tarot, because most tarot cards are taken from them, and it's rich in symbolism. So I do teach them, yeah. So I teach in person or online.
So what I'll do is I'll just leave you my mum's Facebook profile. Yeah, definitely, Kath. And then if any of you want to message her, she does like a course thing. She can do it like one-to-one or group.
There's different options.
Yeah, there's different options. We tend to do everything small groups, don't we? Because I really like the dynamic of like a small group, and like getting people together and like building them into like they bounce off each other, you know, and then you can give your personalized attention.
So what we do, and it's something that the angels have told us to do as well, is we're here to build communities so that we as practitioners can support each other. So when we've done the light language, or the Lightworker's guide, or any work, we then have other events. So we also have WhatsApp groups where we can access each other, and I do Zoom for my advanced tarot. So we come on and we do Zoom, and we share our experiences and have another practice of the cards to get to know them even more.
But I think the question she was asking is, do you teach mediumship specifically? So, you know, like you're saying tarot, it's actual mediumship that you teach, but with the support of the tarot.
That's what
is that
I said.
right?
That's
sorry.
What I said, yeah.
Sorry.
So I teach mediumship and how to channel spirit, and how to do a sitting, but also tarot. So we do it hand in hand. So we talk about mediumship, how to do this, how to bring spirit forward, and then how to use tarot as a tool. And then we've got the group afterwards. For those who are advanced and those who want to, who are getting themselves out there as practitioners, so that they've got continual support. And that's all free. The continual support is all free. And we actually met up the other day.
Oh, that's
and so we've become friends, because we need to support each other, because it's it's scary out there. So we've built lots of friendships.
Scary out there.
Scary out there. Well, it is.
Do you mean as you're putting yourself out, it's scary out there?
I do, because as we know that it isn't so much scary, but it's a part of our lives. Many of us cannot share with family members.
Yeah.
Or share deeply with friends. So we've built this friendship around the angels, around spirit, around what we do, for continued support for ourselves, because we're building our own friendships, but for the many people who come to us, and often they are pretty lonely and disconnected from their families, because they feel they have to hide their gifts, or they've been ridiculed. So having that support network around us has been amazing. And we get together and we have healing sessions, earth healing, and we bring the archangels in, and we do drumming and sound bowls, and we just have fun with it as well. So we're building a big community. But we learn through each other and support one another. That's what it's all about. Because I was lonely for a long time, and a medium in the closet, if you like, closet medium, scared to tell anybody, going to work and then living this other life. And now it's the total opposite. So I understand that. I understand fear around mediumship and how it's been alleviated now through for bringing the angels in, really. So that's so we've got your pictures of Azrael here. So let's have a look. Yes, I like this one. So this is a picture of Azrael, although that's not how I see Azrael. But the message in this card is your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. And as a medium, that is one of the most powerful messages that we bring. They're fine. And the other one is let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So whenever this card is pulled, I feel that is as much for me, is to let go of the worries around mediumship. But it's for the client as well. Let go of the worries and feel that your loved ones in spirit. So it's as much for us as it is for them. So, yeah.
So, Sarah, I've read cards for people and I'm being called to mediumship. I also long to be around people like me. Where do you live, lovely? Are you near Manchester? Because we have got this thing that we've started to do, like my mum was saying. It's something we've been planning for a long time, really, isn't it? It's called it's called Angelic Activation Afternoons, and it's where at the minute they're just being held in our home space, right? So that's where we do everything at the moment, and it's an afternoon where we're going to take a journey with like different archangels. We're going to learn how to apply the archangel energy to our life. But it's more kind of about like just creating like a bit of a community, really.
Yeah, having fun and doing earth healing, which is, as a light worker, it's one of our missions, is to help to send healing to the earth. So we do that. We do pyramid healing, don't we?
Yeah, so it's going to be, it's like a bit of a journey where it's angelic quantum healing hypnosis journey with myself. We'll do a little bit of sound healing, but we just want to have space for sharing and stuff like that. So I can put the link for you as well. I think a couple of you on here are coming to it anyway. And we're going to make it a regular thing of doing these.
So when we were putting the name together, obviously we played with the names and asked the angels, and then I laughed when Amy said Angelic Activation Afternoons and said, AA meetings. So it just reminded me of the AA meetings, and I thought, it's therapy. It's therapy for us. So yeah, it's therapy for light workers, and yeah.
So that one I'll put there. That's in Manchester for anyone that's So I'm in Gainsborough. Yeah, we do loads of stuff online as well. So my mum does mediumship online. The thing that we've got at the moment that we're talking about at the moment is called a Lightworker's Guide to the Archangels, and it's a 9-week journey where you're working with each individual archangel closely. So it's a combination of learning, but also a combination of group like group journeys. So it's like small group live classes online. So I'll put the links for that one as well. Yeah, Lucia's coming to the and Sarah, I think, who's on here. I can see Sarah popping up. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
So that'll be really nice. We've got a few. We've got 6 booked on now. We're only having space for 8. And we are eventually going to be moving them into a bigger space. But for now, we're going to keep them here, aren't we?
Yeah.
For a little while.
It gives us time to
build it up.
To build it up, but to practice our sound healing. So it's a bit of a laugh as well, really, as we expand and grow. So we'll all expand and grow together.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's everything for today, isn't it? Sarah, I don't know if you want to message my mum and then see about the mediumship. And then we're going to go live on Wednesday again at 5. I'm going to be talking more about like opening your intuition on that on Wednesday, aren't we? And working with Archangel Azrael. But if you've got any questions, you can always let us know, and we're more than happy to, you know, do these little lives answering your questions as well, because it's nice it's nice to connect, isn't it, and learn more about, you know, where different people are at and all of that. Yeah, so we'll see you on. Let us know as well, people, if you're watching in the replay, and what you receive from it, because it's good to hear from you. So we'll see you on Wednesday at 5, and then we're going live. It's on amygoodwincoaching.com, but if you click on the link above, a Lightworker's Guide, that will take you to my website. I think you can see it now. I've got like a few different things if you want to just message me, and then we can have a chat if that's easier as well. So, right, that's what you're coming to, Sarah. Not a Lightworker's Guide, but the activation afternoon, angelic activation afternoon. AAA meetings, we're calling them.
Every now and then I think we need an emergency AAA meeting. That's what it'll be like. We need to have one.
Yeah. Kath, man, you night, keep warm. You too, lovely. All right. Have a beautiful evening, everyone. Have a nice tea.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.